Published in April 2006 in a certain monthly magazine, the truth behind the mass hysteria incident at the school camping trip. In 2002, an elite private middle school in Kansai called R became famous throughout Japan following news reports of a massive hysteria incident that took place during a school camping trip. Extraordinary testimonies were gathered from multiple witnesses, but the most baffling were those from the students themselves. Various media outlets obsessed over the mysterious happening, but it was eventually dismissed as the case of mass hysteria. Unsatisfied with this explanation, our team independently interviewed Yu, who was a second-year student at our middle school at the time, to obtain a first-hand account of the events that unfolded that night. The full text follows. The news said it was a case of mass hysteria, but it wasn't like that at all. Me and my friends all saw it, and so did our teachers. It's been 4 years, but whenever I meet up with my classmates back then, we never talk about it. It's like a taboo subject. I mean, someone died after all. Our school always holds an overnight camping trip for our second years. We do outdoor activities and the like. In previous years, kids went to Okayama, but we went to Redacted, to this sort of recreational facility. I think some company owns it, but you know all that, it was on the news. The place had been built recently, so everything was in really good condition. I heard companies held training activities there when wasn't being used for school events like ours. To be honest, we were all glad we didn't have to stay in some rundown youth retreat. During the day, we did a short nature walk and cooked out at a nearby camping ground. After sunset, we ate dinner in the dining hall and then each class gave presentations and performances. It was pretty fun. Then from around 8 until lights out, we had free time. The building's main entrance faced the highway, but the bedrooms in the back looked out over the mountains. There were 4 people to each room, and we all had a back door that opened into a little balcony. Beyond the balcony was a dark forest leading up to the mountain. The building was 2 stories, and the rooms had the same design, all facing the forest. During free time, some people hung out on their balconies and talked to the kids in the neighboring rooms. Some boys on the first floor were shouting to the people on the second floor, playing telephone game. I was playing cards with my friends in our room when we heard a commotion out on the balconies. I was curious, so I asked the people outside what happened, and they said they'd heard a strange voice. We mumbled something like, "Oh, sure, real scary," and walked out to join them. But then everyone was cramming onto the balconies, and I heard the people above us say, "What is it?" And, "Did you hear that?" And sure enough, when I listened closely, I heard a voice coming deep within the forest. Hey. It didn't sound like someone shouting for help. It was more like someone calling out to us. We could hear the voice over and over at regular intervals, and it sounded like a man. There was a boy in another class who was known as a troublemaker, and he just had to shout back. He cried, "Hey! Hey!" And the voice called out, saying, "Hey!" The boy kept responding and laughing with his friends. They went back and forth like that until somebody said, "It's getting closer, isn't it?" They were right. At first the voice had been so faint you could barely hear it, but now it was very clear. The only light was coming from our rooms, though, so we couldn't see more than a few meters into the forest. By then, the voice was loud enough that I think we could have seen the person if it had been daytime. We all started to get nervous and scared. Some kids ran back into their rooms and closed the sliding door. Everyone was talking amongst themselves, and one of the other students said they would run and get a teacher. Me? I was scared, of course, but I was too curious to run. Everyone in my room was on their balcony looking out into the forest. Then a girl on the balcony next to us called out, "Are you okay?" She was in a different class, but she was their student representative and running for student council, so I knew who she was because of her character. I was pretty sure she wasn't joking around. She must have been genuinely concerned. I remember that it suddenly went quiet as all the other kids waited for the voice to reply. "Come, come over here. I have persimmons." The words were very clear, but I'm not sure how to describe them. It was like the voice had no emotions to it. It came out in a flat monotone. It felt like whoever was speaking didn't understand the meaning of what they were saying, like some animal that was only mimicking a human's voice. Everyone was more astonished than scared, but the girl kept talking. I remember her voice shaking slightly. What do you mean?" Almost before she finished, the voice spoke again. Come, come over here. I have persimmons. 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 It repeated the same words over and over. Someone on the balcony screamed, and everyone panicked and fled back into their rooms. My group ran too. We were practically crying. That's when I heard someone yell, "Hey, who are you?" And I realized it was a teacher. I couldn't see them from our room, but I could tell they were on the second floor of balconies. I was about halfway inside the room looking back over my shoulder when I saw a round light shining down on the forest. The teacher had a flashlight. The light moved around the trees for a while until it briefly passed over something. I'm still not sure what it was, but it looked like a person. I didn't see the whole thing, just a pair of legs in the light. They were weirdly white with enormous bare feet. Whoever it wasn't wearing any shoes. Their feet were huge based on their size alone. I would have thought the person was 3 meters tall, but they ran away and disappeared. After that, the teachers gathered everybody together in the dining hall. They said they'd call the police about a trespasser and that we should stay inside at night and not go out on our balconies for any reason. Then they sent us back to our rooms. Lots of kids were in shock, and some even started feeling sick. We were supposed to go to the dam the next day, but the teachers canceled the tour and we went home early. The school later held a meeting to explain what happened, and my mother attended. They said the police hadn't found any trace of a trespasser, and they warned everyone not to answer any questions from the media about the incident. I don't think anyone outside my school knows about this next part, but after the incident, the girl who called out to the voice went a little crazy. She'd stand up in the middle of class and shout, "I want to go to the mountain!" Eventually, she stopped coming to school, and then a few months later, she died. Our teacher never gave a clear explanation about what happened, but I heard rumors she killed herself. Someone in her class went to the funeral, said her casket was closed, so you couldn't see her face. They said they wished they could have seen her so that they could say one last goodbye.